Hello and welcome back. This time it looks like we've got a worded fraction problem. Let's read it out loud. Alex allocates 1/4 of his pocket money to transport costs, 1/10 to telephone calls, and 3/5 to clothes, and he saves the rest. If he receives $18 per week, what are his expenses for transport, telephone calls, and clothes? What fraction of his pocket money does Alex save each week? Okay, so first of all, we've got a fraction 1/4, and that's for transport. We've also got 1/10, and that's for phone calls. We've got 3/5, that's for clothes. And then he saves the rest, whatever that is, and he also gets $18 per week. What are his expenses for transport, telephone, calls, and clothes? Okay, so if he does get $18 a week and 1/4 is spent on transport, what is 1/4 of 18, or 1/4 times 18, or 18 times a quarter, I should say? Well, you can just grab your calculators and work that out, but this will just be $4.50. And we'll do the same for phone calls. So 18 times 1/10. Again, you can grab your calculators, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can try and work it out in your head. But this will just be $1.80. Next up, we've got clothes. So that'll be 18 times 3/5. Now, this one, I'll be really impressed if you can work this one out mentally. Have a go first and see what you come up with. Do you have it? Okay, if you had to use your calculator, that's okay, of course. This is just going to be $10.80. Now, we've worked out how much money he's spending, but how much is he saving? So if we think of $18 as one whole, because that's the entirety of his pocket money, how much is he spending? Well, he's spending 1/4 on transport. He's spending 1/10 on telephone calls, and he's spending 3/5 on clothes. Now this does not look nice, this fraction question. And we can't do it right now. What we have to do is work out the lowest common denominator for each of these numbers. So there's 4, there's 10, there's 5 as our denominators. So let's just do a little aside and do our times tables to help us work out the lowest common denominator. So there's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. I'll come back to that if I need it, but that's a fair few of the 4 times tables there already. Now I'll do the 10 times tables. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I'll come back to that if I need it, but I know it will keep going. And now the 5 times tables. 5, 10, 20, 30. Hold on the phone. I've started to do the 10 times tables here. Let's back that up. And after 10 just comes 15, 20, 25. And that'll keep going as well. Now, one thing that a lot of people have said is it's hard to find the lowest common denominator. So one way to help with that is to cross off the numbers that aren't. So first of all, look for the smallest number. It's a 4. Do any of the other times tables have a 4 in it? No, so we can just cross that out. The next smallest number is a 5. You know what, let's use some colors here. So the 4 is out. 5, does anything else have a 5? Nope, no 5, so I'll cross that out as well. The next smallest number, is it 10? No, there's an 8 up here in the 4 times table. So 8, does anything else have an 8? No, that's out as well. The next smallest number is it's a 10. Oh, this is looking promising. I've got a 10 here and a 10 here, but there's no 10 in the 4 times table. So that's no good. That is not common with all of our numbers we're working with. Next up, we've got 20, 12, and 15. 12's the smallest there, but none of the others have 12. Next up is we've got 16, 20, or 15. 15's no good, and 16's no good either. And that leaves us with 20. So our lowest common denominator is going to be 20. So I can make all of these into something over 20. Even my 1. So 1, as a fraction, is just a number divided by itself. So it'll be 20 on 20. Next up, 1/4, converting that to something on 20. I had to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 4 to make 20. So I have to do 5 times my numerator. So that'll be 5. Next up, 1/10. To convert that into something over 20, I needed to multiply the denominator by 2. So I'll multiply the numerator by 2 as well. The 3/5, I had to multiply by 4 on the bottom. So I'll multiply 4 on the top. Now, this is much better. All of our denominators are the same. We can work this out. So this will equal 20 minus 5 minus 2 minus 12 all over 20. Let's see, 20 minus 5, that's 15. Minus 2, that's 13. Minus 12, that's 1. So Alex only saves 1/20 of his pocket money each week. That's 90 cents. But I guess savings, you got to start somewhere. Alrighty, so these are our answers. 1/20 and just here for our transport, phone calls, and clothes. Alrighty, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.